Hi everybody, my name is Liz Blandino and my partner's name is Jose Quiña. We're going to talk about part 3 and part 4. Part 3 about comprehension skills. When you read, you have to do many things. Your brain tries to connect the new information to things you already know. About the sentences in the passage, about the topic, about the writer, about the language and the world. To become a better reader, you need to learn the skills that good readers use. First, recognizing words and understanding the grammar of sentences, and second, ways that readers think about ideas in the text. Unit 1. Previewing. What is previewing? It is when you look at something quickly before you read it. Why preview? Previewing can help you make decisions and help with your reading. How do you preview? When you preview, you ask yourself questions about the passage. What is it? Who wrote it and who is it for? What is it about? Etc. To preview passage, you can read in the title, looking at any pictures or graphics, quickly reading the first and the last lines of each paragraph, and noticing names of people and place. Unit 2. Scanning. What is scanning? It is a very fast kind of reading. When do you scan? When you want to find information quickly. How do you scan? When you scan, you move your eyes very quickly over the page. Scanning for common words and phrases. First, you will learn to recognize common words and phrases quickly. Second, you will learn to move your eyes more quickly. Scanning for keywords in passages. These keywords are from the titles of the passages. Scanning for information. You will scan to find the answer to questions. If the question asks when, look for a date. If the question asks how many, look for a number. Unit 3. Making inferences. How do you make an inference? An inference is a kind of guess. When you read a passage, you get information and say other ideas. When do you make inferences? In everyday life. For this example, you can make an inference. Planes will probably not be able to fly out of Chicago, and your friend won't come today. Making inferences from conversation and stories. In conversation, you will make inference about the people in the conversation, and the stories you will try to infer more about the story from the information in the passage. Unit 4. Focusing on the topic. What is a topic? A topic is a word or phrase that tells what something is about. Finding the topic. You will look for the topic of a list of words. The topic is the most general word, and the other words all belong to the topic and are more specific. Kinds of topic. And the topic can be the name of a group of things or people, the name of a thing with many parts, and the name for a general idea or thing. Thinking of the topic. The topic is not included in the list. You must think of a topic for each list. Unit 5. Understanding paragraphs. What is a paragraph? It is a group of sentences that are all about one thing or idea. Topics of paragraphs. It tells what the paragraph is about. When you are reading, you should always look for the topic. To write the topic of a paragraph, you have to think carefully about the paragraph. Main ideas in paragraphs. The main idea gives you a more completely understanding of the topic. To write the main idea of a paragraph, tell the writers idea about the topic, be general enough for all the ideas or information in the paragraph, and not refer to ideas or information that are not in the paragraph. Finding supporting facts and ideas. They help make the writer's ideas stronger and clearer.
Hello, my name is Josué Quiña and my partner is Lisbeth Andino. I'm going to explain you about the Unit 6, identifying the pattern, okay? And give you some tips about that. First, we need to know what is a pattern. It is a regular way that something is organized or done. For that, we have signal words that will help you to notice the pattern and follow the ideas, okay? As we can see here in the slide, we have 4 types of patterns. The listing pattern that is focused on list of things or ideas. Here we have this listing pattern a number of words that can help you identify that those words are several of, many, first, second, for listing things. Okay, the second type of pattern is the sequence pattern that is focused on things that happen in order. Here we have like a history or maybe something like a fact that happened before that are we writing or reading about that. The third type of pattern is the comparison pattern that tell you about the ways that things are similar or different. In this type of pattern is focused on comparing characteristics about people, things or animals, and focusing in if they are similar, different, of both of them. And finally, the cause-effect pattern. The main idea tells you that something causes something else. In this case, here we have one main idea that is an action that will be another action that will cause a previous consequence that will be previous in the action. Okay, so the main idea is an action, and the next ideas will be focused on the previous action. Unit number 7, thinking in English. Okay, here we have a guidelines for thinking in English. Okay, step number 1, work quickly. Step number 2, try to guess the meaning of new words. Look up a word only if you need it for the answer. Okay. Here we have in the step number 2, we need to guess the meaning of the words, but if we will need that word. Okay. And finally, remember, your first guess is often the right one. Always, if we look in the good way and the logical way, the answer, our first guess will be the good answer. Okay. For example, the driest place on the earth is the Atacama Desert in Chile. Scientists say that in this desert there is never any, as we read before, the driest place on the earth is the Atacama Desert in Chile. And here we have the 4 options that what is never in the desert, as the sun, no, wind, or maybe rain and sand. Okay, here we have the 4 options. I'm guessing the good option could be the rain, because in the desert never rains. That is the good answer. Okay, here we're going to see the part 4, reading faster. Okay, in this part I'm going to give you a little tips or tutorial about how to read faster. But first, why read faster? Because you can read more in less time, because you can understand better, and finally because you will improve your general knowledge of English. How to read fast? First, check your reading habits. Always you need to take a reading habit. Number 2, skip or guess unknown words. As we saw before, we need to guess the meaning of the unknown words, or maybe skip. if it is hard for us to guess the meaning. And finally, practice reading faster by timing yourself. Always we need to put or write the time when we start to read and the finish time. Here we have 8 steps. First, write the time when you start reading, as I said before. Number 2, preview each passage before reading. You need to read fast each passage and maybe to guess what is the topic. Step number 3, read the passage and write the exact time you finished, as I said before. Step number 4, answer the questions without looking back the passage. Okay, here we have always we will have questions about the previous passage and we need to answer but without looking. Step number 5, read the passage again. That is because you will check the answers with your teacher. Step number 6, find your reading time. How many minutes you need to finish the lecture. Step number 7, write the number of answers what you have covered. And finally, the step number 8, after reading 4 or 5 passages, check your progress. Okay, for the step number 8, we will take the examples from the book. The unit number 1, the white woman of the genies. Unit number 2, 2 popular authors, and finally the unit number 3, popular health and psychology. Okay, as I said before, the step number 8 it treats about the controlling your reading habit and following the steps. Here we have a chart. Faster reading progress chart. Here we have the same chart for the 3 units. For example, here we have in the left exercise, comprehension and score, and we have the reading rate. On the bottom on the picture we have the date, and here we have to put the date when we read, the time when we start and the time when we finish. And here we have these little parts where we need to put across or check if the how many number of correct answers we have. So thank you.